Hey, welcome to David Nkachi Dawson.org News, May 2014. I'd like to start with a quick little Devo, uh, a critique of modern strategic planning methods as applied to Christian ministry from a fan of management theory. That's what I'm going to title this Devo. Uh, this is based on Alan Roxburgh's missional map making, by the way. Um, so, It's the general consensus that one of the defining characteristics of the postmodern generation is a distrust in institutions. So, we have a lot of problems when spiritual leaders treat the people they're supposed to be serving like they're just a means to an end. Christian leaders shouldn't make people feel like they're just cogs in the machinery of their programs. And when Christian leaders do that, they shouldn't be surprised when people don't want to cooperate. Um, Alan Roxburgh, which I referenced in his book Missional Mapmaking, he describes his own experience as a local pastor, and he says one day he realized it was kind of like he was someone trying to herd cats. And I'm sure you know that you can't herd cats. Even if you've never tried, you can just intuitively understand that. Management theory is based on the following foundational idea. If we can define a problem clear enough through analysis, then we can break it down into little parts. And then number two, we'll be free to choose our own preferred solution after having the info. And then number three, as a result of this process, having the information and coming up with our solution, we usually make a mission statement and some kind of strategic plan. So you've got those three steps, analysis, come up with your solution, and make a plan towards that solution. Oh, my radio's getting out of hand here. So there's several problems with this kind of spiritual leadership. First of all, management theory generally focuses on public realities like facts, social science methods, personality types, and all kinds of stuff like that. How to influence people. It focuses on research and these kind of public realities. These things, another way to understand these public realities is that these are things that are easier to measure and evaluate. The problem is that this approach to just looking at the information, the research, the facts, it leaves hardly any room for private realities, like an individual's beliefs, their values, their emotions, memories, etc. Kind of what they're going through right at that moment. And why, I think, is a good question. Why are these private realities given less attention in so much of our planning in ministries? And one reason in ministries and businesses, all kinds of different projects, we give less attention to these private realities because they're much harder to measure. It's much harder to measure, the emotions, the situations of a person in any given moment. Management theory is usually based on cause and effect. But when you're dealing with human beings, there's so many variables which can't be controlled or predicted. Roxburgh says it like this: the role of leadership is that of cultivator rather than program planner, a shaper of dialogues rather than a cheerleader for established programs. Missional map makers become detectives of divinity, listening in on conversations, attending to what the Spirit might be birthing, ready to be surprised, rather than bent on fitting people into predetermined categories. Now, I'm not saying that we're supposed to revert to hippiedom. Here's a picture of me when I was 19 in my wannabe hippie phase. Kachi has this photo on her in her office, so she can stare at me in all my glory back in the day. Um, actually, I myself have done a lot of informal study in the area of, popular personal productivity methods and team development methods. And my interest in the area of strategic planning came mostly from the realization that my initial ministry training taught me almost nothing about practical administration. I can honestly say that some practical management tools that I found have really transformed my life. Especially my, family, my work, my health, even my leisure life has been changed by just, practical management concepts. Um, the greatest benefit, I think, of management theory in my own life has been in application to me personally. Um, I really haven't experienced huge benefits of management theory in the context of motivating people towards goals. In other words, I haven't really seen huge results in applying management theory to leadership, especially spiritual leadership. Um, Strategic planning models which come from the spheres of commerce and industry are often counterproductive for groups that are trying to discern God's will on a daily dynamic basis, which is what we're supposed to be doing as churches and ministries. Um, as individuals as well as communities, disciples of Christ are involved in a journey of discernment which breaks out of pragmatic, humanistic methods of productivity, however well intentioned they may be. So that's just a little bit of ramblings, the Devo for this week, again titled A Critique of Modern Strategic Planning Methods as Applied to Christian Ministry from a fan of management theory, based on Alan Roxburgh's book, Missional Map Making. Thank you very much.